Hello, everybody, and welcome to day 30 of 31 and 31. Oh my God, 2 movies left. Just two, and we've made it through the whole month. All the podcasts, all the movies, all the reviews, all the Zacks, and we're here. And so today, the movie is from France. It's a movie from 2020, and the movie is Kandisha. Now, I didn't know what to think about this movie. I thought the poster looked cool, to be honest. The little poster that was inside Shudder. Because I was looking around, I was like, oh, what can I watch? What's going where? And then read the synopsis of the film. And I thought the synopsis sounded pretty interesting. So this might be really fun. And yeah, I was pleasantly surprised, honestly. Even with the way the movie started and how it ended up, I thought it was pretty good. So what's the basic plot of Kandisha, this French supposedly of the new French extreme like genre, whatever that is. So the basic plot of this movie is that there's this girl and she's a tagger. She does graffiti art with her two friends, and it's Amélie, right? And they're all three different backgrounds, nationalities. One's it's I guess French African, I guess you could say African French. And one's a Muslim, and the other one is white French girl. And so, and they all have their own little things and little quips and little things that they call each other, which is it's weird to kind of get into it, but I don't know. Is that the culture? Is that the way everything goes? But whatever it is. And, she was dating this guy, and after a night of them going out and going to this building that they tag the inside, and they do these, they do this mural for the Muslim girl's parents who passed away. And as they're all going home for the night, she's attacked by her ex-boyfriend who tries to force himself on her because he's in love with her, but he was abusive and he was a drunk. And so while they're all sitting in the place, they find the name Kandisha. I cannot say the beginning of the name. I can say Amélie, but I don't remember the other two girls' names. Like one's Bantu. I can't remember the other girl's name, even though I just finished watching the movie. So they said, and they said it was like they actually made a cool Candyman reference in the movie. Like, oh, you say the name 5 times and they appear, and she grabs a mirror and she says, go Kandisha, 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 Kandisha to summon it. But no, you're supposed to actually draw a pentagram and then you summon her that way. And so it's, she gets attacked, and then with her own blood from that she's still suffering from the wounds that she got away from the guy, she writes it on the bathroom wall and she summons the demon. Well, the demon itself has this thing where it has to kill 6 men after it's been summoned. Okay? And that's the premise of the movie, and it's all loved ones of these 3 girls. What doesn't make much sense to me is why is it all 3 when only one of them summoned it, right? And why is it so obsessed with these specific people? Because they're all people they love or loved at some point. And so it's interesting. There's 2 people that die in the film that I'm kind of like, why would they have been chosen? And there's one that's chosen that I'm still trying to get why. And I thought it would have been maybe one, but maybe she doesn't love that person. That could be it, with being a teenager or whatever she is. Like I said, it's interesting. It's pretty straightforward, like kind of like if you want to call it teen horror, but this is definitely not a horror movie that is like would be here rated PG-13. This is definitely becomes a hard R. There are some great gore effects towards the end of the movie that I was very surprised. There's one where the demon, tears somebody apart that looks fucking fantastic. The design of the demon, when you finally get to see the full demon, is great. I absolutely love it. It looks great. But it's, it has its little things. The main characters, I don't really like a whole lot. Especially the main girl that summons the demon. I kind of think she's a bitch and doesn't, yeah, she's attacked, by her ex-boyfriend and everything like that. But they don't really have like super redeeming qualities. They're all just kind of like street punks, and then all of a sudden this shit starts happening. And I did like read one little review because I was trying to figure out if I missed anything going on. And one person was like, basically they just weren't too down and spent too much time in the beginning setting up these backstories for these three characters, and that it really kind of deterred from the film. And while I don't necessarily agree with that, I definitely believe that there could have been a little more with the lore. I like the lore behind it. It actually, if it's real, it really, like, if this is a real, like, superstition type thing, I actually kind of want to get into it more. This is like when I heard about the ferryman from that one Conjuring movie, or the one Annabelle movie, I should say. Like, I wanted to know more about the character, and I kind of want to know more about the backstory and what it is, because it's interesting. It really is interesting. And like I said, I think that the film itself is good. I think the storyline's pretty good. I definitely think the gore is top notch for this type of thing, and I'm knocking stuff with my feet in the background, as you might hear. And I definitely think if you have Shudder, go check it out. I think that it'd be worth your time. Now, is it like reaching the echelons of like a 5? No, and it doesn't really reach a 4. And I don't like doing it very often, but I definitely would give it a 3 out of 5 goat hooves. I like a 3.5. You got it right there, because it has the ability to go up to a 4, and there are things that would make it a 4, but there's things that are holding it back from being a solid 4. But I don't think it's an average movie. I think it's slightly above an average movie, and I think that sometimes it's a little slow and could speed up a little bit. But when it gets when the second act is about halfway through, it starts getting really interesting, and it does race kind of to a speedy finish. But I don't mind it so much. You know, it's really when you start getting more of Kandisha that it really picks up. And like the first time that she shows up, it's pretty creepy and is very unexpected. And I was really afraid. I'm like, oh, this is one of those things where they're going to kill people off screen, and, you know, it's going to be what it is. But as each death popped up, it got worse and worse and worse. And there's two that are just crazily, like, creepy in the way that it's done, and definitely brutal. There's one where I wish that it didn't happen off screen, and I wish that you had seen it, but the results of it are just like, ooh, like, I think I even said that. I'm like, wow, like, out loud, in the end of it. And there's another one too that's kind of like that it's like, it doesn't seem that bad, and then when they show the aftermath again of it, you're like, oh, ooh, that's pretty gross. So definitely a solid movie. Definitely think that if you're interested in it and sounds interesting, check it out. It's available, like I said, on Shudder right now. It's from 2020, so it's relatively new. And yeah, so we've got one more movie left. I'm probably sure what you can guess is the movie is going to be. Maybe you don't know, but we're definitely dipping back into a well and finishing it with a movie that I really love and haven't seen in a while. So I think it'll be fun. So, all right, we'll catch you later on another one of these 31 and 31 horror movie reviews, and the last one for this year.